So I wanted to create this scene in Blender. I opened up a PureRef, put this image in, and went straight into Blender. So, using Blender 4.4, I then took the default cube and scaled it up appropriately 4 meters and 4 meters, going with a height of 2.6. After doing that, I decided to go to the front view, and from there I wanted the plane, the ground, and the cube to be in the same position because it would make it easier when we import assets to our scene. Now once I was done with that, I began the daunting task of adding loop cuts. What I wanted to do was achieve the height of the window. When I found something that I thought would match the scene, I then added it in and adjusted it. From there, I went ahead and selected that face, and I extruded it out. I had to go into face select mode for this. Once I extruded it out, I deleted the face. Now, I may or may not use this later on, but I wasn't sure at the time. So then I turned to the side, as we saw in the reference image. We had a little bit of the wall coming out, so I wanted to create that same effect. So I went to the top view and I extruded it out. No particular measurement, just extruding out. And that gave us the exact look that we wanted. I went in for a closer look. I applied the scale, because if you don't apply the scale, you will end up with problems later on. After going in for a closer look, I was satisfied. And when I was satisfied, I decided it would now be time to set up the most important thing, and that would be our camera angle. Now let me tell you, sir, that when it comes to adding the camera, it is not a fun task. To replicate a scene identically, it takes a certain level of finesse, or in this case, we just copy what we see and hope for the best. Now, I went ahead and did this and adjusted it multiple times until I was able to come up with an effect that closely mirrored our scene, and I was happy. I then added a sky texture to imitate light, natural light to be exact. I wanted it to be as close to the scene as possible because it was now time to add the floor cladding. Separated it and then separate each material for the wall, for the ceiling, and for the floor. When I was happy with that, I then went to look at the paint on the reference image. It is a lovely cream, and we want to replicate this as close as possible. So that is what we'll do. I was spoiled for choice with the options of paint, as well as with the options for the floor. So I had to meticulously go through each and test them with different lighting scenarios, making sure that each one would fit perfectly with how we want our scene to look, and I finally was happy. For those who have paid attention to the reference, you'll know the ceiling has a drop down, so that is exactly what we did here. If anyone ever tells you putting a curtain is an easy job, well, they're lying to you. This was far from easy. In fact, it was a nightmare, but it had to be done. A lot of adjusting until I was happy with something, and finally, we had the scene looking good. For me, the painting would make or break the scene, so I spent a lot of time finding one which I felt would fit the scene correct. I changed a few and found one that I liked. Lighting is never fun, but it has to be done. It's one of the crucial moments, and it had to be done correctly. At long last, the moment had arrived, the one I had been looking forward to the most. Interior decorating. Ah, such fun. I really enjoyed the process. As you can see and tell by my voice, this was a blast. everything about it was great, and I hope you guys enjoyed.